Welcome back to our Final Fantasy Origin walkthrough. In this episode we'll be doing the mission called A Familiar Place at the Crystal Mirage. Let's get cracking on. So first of all we'll head this way. Let's get smashing on through. There's quite a bit to do in this stage. There is also a secret memory that we need to collect as well. One of those purple secret memories. So let's get cracking. We're going to level up the white mage a little bit, and we will also be leveling up some jobs to unlock ninja as well. Although we probably won't level enough to unlock ninja on this stage just yet, but we'll grab it eventually. I'm not sure if there's anything knocking about down here. There is not. That's all good to go. So just some treasure up there towards the right for now. Then we'll head left. For the most part in this stage it's basically just slice and dice and smash things up really. There's a little bit that we have to do, if memory serves. I think we have to cast magic on some like turrets, if this is the stage, which kind of like creates these bridges that we can cross a little bit later. That's kind of like up this tower a little bit. But the main thing is grabbing that purple secret memory, which is a little bit tricky to get, or a little bit tricky to spot, but we'll grab it. Let's check out this treasure chest. Some boots. So we are rocking Thief and White Mage for now. Although we need to level Thief quite a lot actually, so what we probably should do is focus on the jobs that we actually need to level, so we can unlock ninja, because we already got white mage, so don't really need to worry about that for now. It's more just putting those points towards ninja. So we'll focus on this job. We're going to be going for the Utsusemi, which is like the ninja shadows, which is a really cool ability. Don't forget you can hold down B to use your soul shield, absorb the attacks like that. Not the red ones. Red ones you want to be well out of the way. So we'll smash through these enemies. I think we might have some anima shards that we can probably blast out actually as well, so we can level up the jobs a bit quicker. Keep forgetting to put our teammates into limit break mode. Okay, so far so good. I think there was something this way. I don't know whether it's worth checking it out. The answer is no. No, it's not. So we'll go this way instead. Nothing too crazy. Don't forget you can smash these if you want to get some extra MP and all that good stuff. I don't know if I've mentioned it yet as well, but if you are into sort of like casting and using magics, that type of thing, the mage class actually regenerates its MP automatically. So if you are a mage or you have the mage job equipped, its MP will be kind of like auto regenerating, and that can come in quite useful. Just gonna pop a potion there. We've got some water that we can cast, so I might as well just smash through that. Team members there went into limit break mode, so they deleted everything, so that's that. I think you might be able to smash these. I'm not sure if there's any benefit for that, apart from just literally smashing them. Elevator here, which I think is a shortcut back to the start, so we probably should at least activate that. So I think, if memory serves, this will drop us back to the starting cubes. The very start of the stage. I'm actually not going to rest at those, just because that will actually respawn the enemies that we just taken out, so I'm not really too fussed about resting there. We've got 5 potions and stuff, so we're all good, but you know, if you need to rest and stuff, then feel free. Other than that, let's crack on forward. Nothing too crazy. I forget we've also got Divine Sigil and Flee, so what I'll be doing with this is Divine Sigil is set to left trigger and Y, and then Flee is left trigger and X. So Divine Sigil, I think it doubles the duration of the next spell or ability that is cast. So in this instance, if we go Divine Sigil, then Flee, we are kind of like rolling around at the speed of sound very, very fast, and it's also for quite a long time as well. So for these enemies, we are kind of like dodging around the sides, pop the party members into limit break mode. You see that attack coming around, although I was a little bit late there. So I'm holding down LB for a little bit of a guard or a block, and then kind of like dodging around the sides here, trying to place ourselves at the back. You also get critical strikes if you attack the enemy in the actual back. You get critical strikes, so you can do more damage that way. You'll notice that we just blocked that attack there as well, even though we were dodging. So that's the LB and dodge to the side. Sometimes you can like block the attack whilst you are like dodging around as well. So it comes in really useful. So Proto Cube on there. I think that is everything so far. So let's head on up. And then I think this teleports us into this weird... yeah, so there's quite a lot of stuff popping off in this area. We can also activate this. Oh, that's the elevator up to the top actually, so leave that for now. What we'll do is pop a cheeky rest, go to job trees, and if we've got any anima shards, I might as well smash them through this, because we're going to be looking to get ninja essentially. So we'll pop those shards into the thief job tree, and we'll be looking to unlock that. We also need to unlock samurai as well, so to unlock samurai we'll also have to level up Ronin, so we've got quite a lot to do really, but it's all good. Battle settings, just make sure to equip all your good stuff, press select and then equip all that good gear. So on command abilities we've got Divine Sigil, Flee, Venom and Lightbringer. I'll probably switch out Venom at some point, something different. But for now, I might as well just leave it on, it's all good. And combo abilities. Don't forget to check your combo abilities and just mix this up. You don't want the same ability on every single combo slot, if that makes sense. So you just want to kind of mix it up a little bit. So originally, I think this is all Sonic Punch. But we don't really want Sonic Punch on every single one of these. I might put that to Steel, actually. Just to spice things up a little bit, basically. Other than that, we should be good to go. So we'll Divine Sigil, Flee. Twice speed there. So these turret things that I mentioned a little bit earlier. So I'm going to hold down B to absorb that. And we need to, I think we move this around. It usually just has two positions that it can move to. And then when it gets hit by an attack like that, it kind of activates the thing. Which essentially basically makes a bridge. That's pretty much what we're aiming to do there. So don't forget you can kind of like absorb that fire. I think this basically gives us a tooltip to pretty much what I just said there. So attacking that with an elemental attack will cause it to fire a laser. And you can interact with them to rotate them. Yeah, that's basically what we just went over there. But yeah, don't forget you can soul shield these elemental attacks. That's kind of why they place them there, so you can soul shield it and then you can cast it at the turret itself if you need to cast it. Okay, so we'll just slice and dice. That guy can just fall off the edge, that's all good. I think there is also like a secret path at some point where you can like walk on some kind of invisible bridge, which might be this bit. I think this is not the secret memory, although they look quite similar because they're still kind of purple. I think that's placed there so it kind of lets you, see that you can do that type of thing. And I think you can do this one as well. Just dodge around the sides. Put the party members into limit break. It usually works out quite well, like between encounters. So if you like, you know, fight a bunch of enemies and then fight another bunch of enemies, usually the party members' limit breaks are ready between encounters. It's worth mentioning as well that before dropping into some missions, it's probably worth going to the smithy and like dismantling some pieces of gear. So you can only hold like so much. So every so often between your missions and stuff, you have to like go to the smithy and get rid of some gear, like the old gear. And to be fair, in this game, like you get loads of gear. Like you're pretty much always replacing it quite often. So what I tend to do is kind of like go to the smithy and then order the list by gear level. And it puts like the lowest gear level at the bottom and obviously the highest gear level at the top. And then basically I just select all the low stuff or the lowest level gear and then just dismantle it all for parts and stuff. I think if memory serves, this area is where, maybe it's a little bit later on, there's a place where we can drop off. And that's where the secret memory is, so maybe it's not here, but it looks very similar to this drop off. If memory serves, which, yeah, it's a little bit further up by the looks of it, so we'll keep on cracking through.
Time to go up ahead. This'll be a breeze.
Okay, so just going to dodge the red attack. And just punch this thing in the face a few million times. There we go. That'll do. Just going to top up on health a little bit. A divine and flee. With the insane run speed.
I feel like I've climbed this tower before.
Okay, so I think this one is the shortcut that drops us to the cubes at the start of this section. So I'm going to activate it just to make sure that we have actually got it.
Yeah. Can't trust anything we see.
Although I don't actually want to rest at the cube, so I'm going to pop back up again. Just wanted to make sure that the shortcut is actually active. But yeah, with this smithy stuff, it's worth dropping into the smithy every so often, like between a few missions or so. Because the last thing that you want really is to be like full up, like you can't carry any more stuff. And then enemies are dropping like good gear and stuff and you can't really do anything about it. Well, technically speaking, you can, if you want to, you can actually just go into your inventory and you can like drop stuff. And it just kind of like deletes it. But you don't get the parts like you would if you was dismantling it at the smithy. So it is more beneficial to dismantle it at the smithy. If that is an option, but if not, don't worry about it. Just you can just throw the stuff on the floor if you need to. Like I say, most of the time you're replacing gear quite often. You get loads and loads of gear on this game, so you know, don't be afraid to dismantle the old stuff or just throw it on the floor if it's no good. Okay, so we need to, I think, change this direction real quick. And you may need to like soul shield that fire elemental's fire if you don't have a spell. But if not, you can actually just cast a spell. If you've got something, you can just switch to like mage or something. For example, with White Mage, we can just cast that Dire ability that we just cast. And that activates that bridge up there, so just cast Dire at that. I don't think we can make it over there if memory serves. I'm going to try something. The answer is no. I was curious. I had to know. So I guess we just leave that for now. So the bridge has activated this way. And we'll continue to climb up. There's a little bit of a drop off here. I don't think that's the one that we want for the memory. I'll just double check. smash through this for now. Just going to go to Thief. I'll do. Okay, so we'll move that. Most of the time you have to move these pretty much every time really. And then we'll switch, and then we'll dire. And like I mentioned before with the mage job, if you don't have any MP or anything, you can actually just switch to mage, and the MP will kind of like just regenerate automatically. So if you need to cast a spell on those things, you could just whip out mage and then cast whatever spell it might be at the thing, and then get the bridge. So there is something here, treasure chest with some drop-offs, but I'm just going to ignore that for now. We may come back to it though, so we'll just park that idea there for now. But I think there is another drop-off, which is the more important one. Okay, so let's crack on through. Party members are in limit break. Like I mentioned, it's between encounters. The limit break's usually ready to rock and roll, so you can just spam it every time. So this is the one that I was thinking of. Yeah, so this is the more important drop-off section, basically. So we need to head down here and make sure we get all the stuff on the platforms as we drop down. We've got a rare item there. I think there's another drop-off just here. Just keep your eyes peeled for the purple orb. Should be on one of these platforms. There we go. So this is the secret memory.
I don't want to die.
There we go.
I just wanted to fight by your side.
So that is that. Other than that, we can just head on up, basically. So I'm just going to make my way all the way to the top. I'm actually not going to bother with that sort of extra drop off there. With that item in that chest, I'm not too fussed about it, so... But if you want to grab that, you can drop down there if you want to. So we're just going to activate Divine Sigil and flee. Head all the way up, this time head to the left. Actual here, it's probably going to hit me in the face a couple of 100 times like it normally does. Here we go. There we go, finally got it. Those things can be a massive pain to try and actually take out. They are also on a timer as well, so if you don't get them like within a certain time, then they will actually disappear as well. So you got to be careful. We managed to get a soul shield on this bad boy here. And we need to move the direction of this, wherever the thing is. There we go, finally got it. So you can make the bridge. I'm just going to let that thing delete the enemy for us, basically. I'll do. I'm unsure if that bridge is kind of like temporarily... You're kind of like there permanently, or it's just temporarily kind of like flashing up. Ah. It's one of those invisible bridges, so you can just run straight up. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was kind of like, you know, temporarily just popping up for a second and then going away, or whether it was just one of the invisible ones, but there we go. So we just soul shielded that fire. You can cast that at that thing if you want to as well, or you can just use magic, whatever works best.
Good job. Now on to the next.
So we'll move that, and we can cast the fire at this thing. That's what I meant to cast the fire at, this thing here, not the crystal. So that should make the bridge, then we can push on forward. I'm just going to check to see if there's any extra bits and bobs. No, looking good. So, I think this is a shortcut back. I don't think there's much left of the stage. I think this leads to a boss fight. Just going to double check this shortcut here. In fact, I'm going to leave that where it is because I don't think we actually need to go down there whatsoever. So I'm pretty confident that's activated it. So we'll just head on forward at this point.
Let's go. Let's knock them down.
Probably a terrible decision as we just ran into a Tomberry. But we'll pop the party members into limit break, let them take the brake gauge down, and then we'll just walk on in and give them a pat on the head. And job done. I'll do. Good Tonberry. Deserves a pat on the head. So we've got 4 potions. Yeah, we're looking... We should be good. Should be good. So we'll just push on forward. We go Lightbringer here because there's quite a lot of enemies. Smash through the brake gauges. Just need to be careful. Getting a little bit too bloodthirsty there. Okay, so 4 potions. I'm pretty confident that we get another checkpoint before the actual boss fight. Although I can't remember what the actual boss fight is at this point, but sure, it'll come flooding back to me in a second. I've got to take out quite a few enemies here, so if you're running low on potions at this point, I probably would head back to the cubes via the shortcut. But if you got a few potions, you should be good, so... Just basically got to take out a few enemies that spawn here, so let's get cracking on through. I'm going to be using a Thief so we can level that up and unlock Ninja. Well, work towards unlocking Ninja. Your Lightbringer, forgot it. I'll do. Lightbringer pretty much just saved us there, just smashed through everyone's brake gauge before we could even really blink, so perfect. So yeah, let's grab all the shenanigans, all the bits and bobs. Should be good to go. Got a little collectible there if you want to grab it. Gives you a little bit of the backstory / lore of the game. Crack on.
Let's have a look.
Okay, so this looks very much like boss room. So boss coming up. Let's just pop out a few levels and stuff. I'm going to look for affinity if we have affinity. So the more affinity stuff that we can unlock in the nodes, the better essentially. So the more sort of like cross affinity stuff that you have, the better, because it's kind of like drawing stats and it's drawing stats from that job, and it's also pumping experience points into that job as well if you've got higher affinities and stuff. So just going to be looking for the affinities. Got one here. That should do for now. I'll grab that. I've got a couple of points for White Mage. Should also work on Ronin, but I might as well, I think I'll just hold off on Ronin until the next stage, I think. So we'll just stick as we are for now. So just update our gear. White Mage and Thief, that should do the trick.
Time for a change.
Let's jump on in to the boss fight and see what we're dealing with today. I'm going to go ahead and skip the cutscenes once again. So I'm going to smash on through this, skippity bop, and jump straight in to the boss fight. That's Chimera. Okay, so We're going to pop the party members into limit break mode, and then we're going to try and buff up. Let's pop on Regenga, we'll pop on Haste, all the good stuff. Protect on the party members. I'm going to head on in. So RB and then RT for the action ability. Smash through that. So with that, with the purple abilities, don't forget you can grab them. So back up for the red attack. When he's kind of like dropping into the floor, when he kind of, you know, hits the floor and does the earth shake, I think it was called. Body slam, you want to back up. Back up. So I'm trying to place myself like around the sides, if possible, or towards the back. So dodge around the sides. That's the first break. We've also absorbed Dark Cannon, which we can use that. See if that does any damage. So just back up. Party members into limit break mode once again. If you got some MP and you want to buff your party, so just back up. We'll cast Hastiger. And we'll also cast Regenga as well. That'll do. So we're getting some critical strikes from the back there. Let's watch out with your HP. Make sure to don't let that get too low, because these attacks can hit like really hard. So just, it's better to play this, you know, safer than to sort of like go all out and be a bit too brave with this boss. You could also go for your Lightbringer if you want to. Because his break gauge is a little bit lower, I've gone for Lightbringer, knowing that it will just basically take out the rest of his break gauge. But yeah, just play that one safe, don't get too greedy with your attacks and stuff like that. Make sure to top up on your health, and that is the stage.